but at least two amongst us can say everything on our behalf. The first one I want to call is a lady of distinction and a Kenyan lady who has been able to come to UK and been able to stand as a councillor and been able to get elected, not nominated, but elected. And that lady, Your Excellency, shows that even Kenyans in the diaspora wako kwa kura pia, tunasimama kura pia. Now I would like to call upon Councillor Elizabeth Kangethe, councillor elected for the borough of Parking and Dagenham, to come and say a few words.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Her Excellency, the First Lady, senior government dignitaries accompanying the President, the Kenya High Commissioner, the Deputy High Commissioner, my fellow Kenyans in the diaspora, friends of Kenya, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. We welcome you warmly, Your Excellency, the President, to this city and country where so many of us Kenyans, I being one of them, call our second home. You are most welcome. Like so many Kenyans of goodwill, I wish to offer my warm and much deserved congratulations to you on your election as Kenya's fourth president on behalf of this people. I feel proud to be Kenyan, recognizing that once again, our country has set the bar high for other nations of the world to note and emulate that proud and unique ability of Kenyans to rise to the occasion and act in the best interest of their sovereign republic. Oh, yes. Your Excellency, I am delighted that indeed your belief and vision for our country have been confirmed by the choices you made in the cabinet you unveiled recently. Your Excellency, as a Kenyan and as a woman, I am delighted and so encouraged that two of the most important offices of state, the Foreign Secretary and the Defense Secretary of our country, have been entrusted to the hands of two very capable ladies, Ambassador Amina Mohammed and Senior Counsel Rachel Omamo. These are not just mere tokens of appointments. There could not have been a better message to every Kenyan girl child attending school today. That the time has arrived in our country when only merit, rather than gender, shall determine how far one can rise. Thank you so much. It is my prayer, and I suppose that of all Kenyans here, that these very competent Kenyans shall have the distinguished privilege and honor of sitting in the cabinet table, and so they shall act at all times being guided by the values and patriotism that you have eloquently emphasized during the campaigns and now as our president. Your Excellency, we welcome too your efforts to reach out to all the inhabitants of our republic. Your message of unity, reconciliation, fairness to all Kenyans are the only true building blocks which shall ensure just and lasting peace among the citizens of our beautiful country and its patriotic, confident, and proud inhabitants. Your Excellency, we recognize that our country has made remarkable progress to date. We can't afford to be complacent, though. There still remains enormous challenges ahead. I am confident in the determination and the ability of the Kenyan people to scale down the challenges that confront us today. We must remain confident that every day is an opportunity for a new and a better beginning. We as Kenya we are a blessed nation of very hardworking and determined people, whose every talent needs to be harnessed, nurtured, and unleashed to ensure that Kenya prospers and continues to stand proudly at ease with itself, its neighbors, and nations of the world. The vast natural resources that God has made available to Kenya, which continue to be discovered by the day, should act as a confirmation that God is and has and shall always be on the side of Kenya at every step that we take. Now, Your Excellency, we welcome with pride your initiative of your present visit to the UK and the important task of bringing the lasting peace to Somalia, our immediate neighbor. The world needs Kenya. Your Excellency, the world needs Kenya now and in the future. Yes, it does. We are sure it does. Now, the acknowledgement, Your Excellency, by the nations of the world that there cannot be lasting peace in Somalia, and indeed the region, without Kenya as the center of the high table, that acts only to confirm these facts. We are delighted now that Somalia is slowly and surely emerging from years of turmoil into a peaceful country again. The prosperity and peace of our neighbors is closely aligned to our own. When that peace is ultimately achieved, all Somalis shall be happy that Kenya was a neighbor that remained true and never watched in abandonment and resignation for Somalia to descend into the irredeemable depths of despondency and anarchy. For this, Your Excellency, your efforts in the Somali initiative so early in your administration are to be lauded. Now, I would like to express my gratitude for the progress that the Kenya government has made in recognizing the important role that we in their diaspora play, and we continue to play. Although, more than not, we are often seen and recognized for the financial remittances to Kenya. Your Excellency, Your Excellency, I am sure you have the record of over 85 billion shillings last year from the diaspora, and most of it from the UK. We would appreciate, Your Excellency, greatly if our ideas and our views were considered in shaping I think I'll have to repeat that and stress. We would appreciate if our ideas and our views were considered in shaping national policies, especially in matters where the diaspora have considerable experience and expertise. Now, Your Excellency, these areas include finance, education. I am a teacher by profession, and I've been a head teacher. And on top of being a counselor, I set policies where I sit. We could come and assist. We've got health, very able people, infrastructure, ICT, charity, media, community mobilization. The list is endless here. We are willing, Your Excellency. We are willing, we are ready to work with you. I am hopeful that a day is coming when, besides the diaspora being able to vote, because I know we will, we shall have in our Kenyan Parliament and the Senate a representative of the Kenyan diaspora. And because your first visit was here, I think we should have the first representative. We could, Your Excellency, become the first country to have the diaspora represented in the national parliament. Other countries could then follow the leadership provided by Kenya, as has recently happened with the M-Pesa system, which Other countries, Your Excellency, including the UK, have started through the Barclays Bank. They are now blatantly copying and rolling out. We proudly talk of the initiators of M-Pesa. We thank you for that. The diaspora, Your Excellency, are not asking to be treated as special. No, they would like to be recognized and treated fairly like their fellow citizens in Kenya. Your Excellency, I am honored and grateful for the privilege of addressing you in the presence of my fellow Kenya citizens, patriotic men who always say wanajivunia kuwa wa Kenya. Your Excellency, I can tell you, if there is a place that slogan is well used, is here. Wananchi. We didn't hear that? Tunajivunia kuwa wa Kenya. You know, it's not until you've left Kenya you realize what you are missing. So, tunajivunia. Now, Your Excellency, as I come to a close, I pray that may God bless you. May God guide your every step in your office to lead our country at a historic time so that together we may bequeath to future generations a better country than we received it. And like I have said, we in the diaspora, we are willing to work with you. We are ready. Just a mention, we'll be there. God bless you. God bless our country, Kenya. Thank you so much.
Now you can see why she's elected councillor. Mpigie makofi tena. Na pia anakitafutia kazi. Na pia anatafutia sisi wote. Now, the next person I want to call is a very eminent diasporan who has excelled in community work. He's done a lot of community work, not only for the Kenyan diaspora, but for Sub-Saharan Africa. He has also excelled in the private sector, in business, and indeed, he has been invited to Kenya many times when the ambassadors are having their meeting to give a presentation on the diaspora perspective. And that person is none other than Sam Ochieng. Pigia makofi.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, Her Excellency, First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta, senior government officials who have accompanied the President, the High Commissioner to London, Ambassador Ephraim Gare, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. As my colleague, councillors mentioned a number of issues, I'll probably just re-emphasize some of the key points that really need to be said so that the diaspora can feel more confident, so that when you go back home, you'll be able to think, they told me something special. Your Excellency, once again, on behalf, I know she talked about ladies a lot, but I'll talk about men now. But I welcome you to London, Your Excellency, but above all, I congratulate you for being the fourth President of the Republic of Kenya. It is commendable. Of course, sir, we commend you for a peaceful election that has now shown the world that Kenyans, we are united. Yes. Today, I stand before you on behalf of the diaspora. I know many of us are satisfied that as our servant leader, you have demonstrated true leadership through the spirit of humility, hard work, and a service to the people of Kenya. The diaspora community is a true representation of a nation, and we continue to work together as a community in rebuilding our nation and taking our country forward and driving the development agenda in order to accomplish the Vision 2030. Your Excellency, the diaspora continues to be the biggest investor. We invest huge amount of resources, and our remittances are now surpassed the development aid. And this, we know, it continues steadily. This has become a key engine for our economic development and social cohesion. Our key areas of investments are real estate, agriculture, finance, but just to mention a few. But we continue to invest more in social welfare, such as health, education, urban regeneration, and through our hometown associations. Your Excellency, during your inauguration, you promised Kenyans that you are a president for all Kenyans and with a high level of transparency. And that was clearly evidenced throughout the election process and highlighted when you stood with the CVs of Kenyans, reading them one by one to appoint your cabinet secretaries. That alone has given Kenya a new reputation of transparency and fairness in the region, in the continent of Africa, and in the whole world. Your Excellency, the world applauded you for this refreshing approach to democracy. And now that most optimists had expected otherwise, as always been the case in many troubled countries in the world, but with total certainty, we can now say that Kenya lead, others follow. As we totally appreciate the new constitution with its requirements, but we must also point out that the diaspora community, as a development partner, consists of a pool of vast human resource. And in this regard, sir, we know that many of our people are part and parcel of policy formulation in various parts of the world. And today, I know many Kenyans who are leaders in various roles in their countries of residence. For example, they are leaders in development roles such as social welfare, financial institutions, just to mention a few. But to this effect, I would highly recommend to have these people to be part and parcel of your policy formulation and the implementation agenda. Therefore, as you continue to put together your government team, we hope this development partner called Diaspora will not be left out. Your Excellency, the Diaspora is ready to work with you to support the good foundation that you have set towards making Kenya a superb place to work and to live in. We in the Diaspora, we have entrepreneurs, we have faith leaders, we have numerous skills, experiences, capacity, and the ability to transfer these new ideas that will help to formulate and to implement policies to support the government towards achieving our great Vision 2030 and the MDGs. I'll give you a very good scenario, sir. We have already set up a UK circle, a cooperative movement set up by Kenyans in the UK to be a vehicle that will run towards investments back home. And we need you, officer, to support cooperative movement. As we know, the world was and is developed by the cooperative movement, sir. Therefore, we are requesting you, as a key recommendation all along, that consider appointing a dedicated principal secretary under the office of the president, who will report directly to your office on all matters pertaining the diaspora. Your Excellency, we also recommend that you integrate the youth in the diaspora affairs, those who have grown out of ethnicity growing up outside the Kenyan community, as they can be mobilized to be a force for ethnic integration in our motherland, Kenya. As I bring my remarks to a close, I would like also to mention a perennial diaspora concern over the right to vote, and would strongly encourage your officer to take this matter forward and set systems in place that will enable the diaspora to participate in the next elections. Finally, Your Excellency, please allow me to extend my sincere gratitude to the High Commission London under the leadership of Ambassador Ephraim Gare for the good work they have done to bring the community together. We feel more closer than ever before. And above all, we are able to get very essential items like our national ID and our passports in the Kenya High Commission London. We appreciate you, sir. We salute you. Finally, to my fellow Kenyans, I urge you, in the spirits of development and unity, let's continue working together as a unit by breaking down any perceived barriers, be it social, economic, ethnic, political. We have to show that we are together at any given time. Let us move closer to each other than ever before. Kenyans need each other at this time, especially to achieve the 3 pillars of the Vision 2030. Your Excellency, may God bless you. May God be our motherland, Kenya. God bless you. Thank you.
Mpigie makofi tena. How lucky can we be in London that this week we've been blessed to have His Excellency with us. And then there's a rugby team coming. Your Excellency, when the Kenya rugby team is playing in Twickenham, the Kenyan supporters outnumber all other supporters. And I know, Your Excellency, you played rugby. This weekend, we shall be cheering the Kenya rugby team. So we are blessed. And I would now like to call Ambassador Jacqueline Yonga to come and take over the next session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a wonderful session. Can we again give a round of applause for the Diaspora? Your Excellency, you heard from the Diaspora. You've seen how enthusiastic they are. You've seen the diversity of the skills that exist that can be harnessed for the benefit of transforming our country. There's the talent, there's the willingness, there's the power and the drive from the 2 speakers, Your Excellency. The next session, I will now take this opportunity, Your Excellency, to invite our High Commissioner, Ephraim Ngare, to come and give us a word of keynote address, and also to take over the next session. Thank you very much, and may God bless.
Your Excellency, before I deliver